We're live. Hello. Welcome to Matrix Talk.
Happy Monday, October 18th here.
Yes. And I'm Kevin.
I'm Phil.
Whichever way he is. We never know which side.
It's kind of like the scarecrow in Wizard of Oz.
And today we're going to be doing nano dosing with the
Yes, we're nano dosing today.
Oh, yeah, and then we added just for fun, learn how to be a nanonaut. So we'll explain all that here in a bit. And but while you're waiting for us to get started, because we always wait a few minutes to let people show up, which one just did, you can, what's it called? Follow. You can follow us in the upper
right or left, wherever.
Upper right part of your screen. You hit the follow button. That helps. And then,
hey,
oh sure,
it is recorded.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, man, these babies go up and they stay here forever as long as
soon as it's over.
Log in with the same code and it'll be here.
Good to see you too.
Good to see you. Yeah, we no. That's why we love Crowdcast. Automatically records.
Yeah. We walk away, do other stuff. It's recording, putting it right up.
And really, the recording, just so folks know, it's up within just a few minutes.
Yeah.
They're really efficient. So much better. Much better than other. Well, what we used to use webinar providers, but
yes.
Obviously, Crowdcast is a fancy webinar. Better chat, better recording, better homepage, better, a lot of betters.
A lot of betters, yeah. All around better.
All around better. So we have 11 people on now on 102.
And Evelyn is here.
Evelyn, hello, Evelyn. We're going to fire it up. We've already said what we're doing. Oh, and the other thing is click down below and support us on Patreon because we need that. We haven't had anybody sign up in a week or so. So if you feel the urge, please sign up.
Please support us.
I mean, any amount is fine. I think the one we have is $5, which is great. $60 a year. Woohoo, breaking the bank.
Yeah.
Any amount. I mean, you could do $5,000 a month too. That's fine with us, but we don't expect that.
We don't get that either.
We would tell you right away.
Yeah, we would be the first to let you know.
All
right, there's Ellen. Just finished the course, ready to go. Good for you.
Tell you what, if you want a primer on walking people through it, that Louise and Ika, is that her name?
Ika.
That video that they put
Art of Noticing.
Nice. Very nice video.
You know what? I'm going to put that. I think I can find the crazy case. Very sleepy when you sign up. Yes.
And they pretty well included. Well, they included every bell and whistle that Phil and I'd be looking for.
And then they went beyond.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't even have to do it that well.
Oh, really? Woo.
Well, that's when you sign up. No, that's right. We may be cheap, but we're not easy, right?
No.
We're easy.
That's right.
Which way is that? No.
Well, I think we're both. I think we're cheap and easy.
Yeah, we're both. You get a bad reputation with that, but that's all right. And 104, we're almost there.
Getting there.
Fire this up, and we'll tell people what we're up to with nano dosing, what we're talking about.
Show you. I'm looking for that link.
Oh, the link to Louise's video.
It's in my other Slack. I'm looking.
You have more than one Slack? Oh my God!
Well, there's the production meeting Slack, and there's.
I can barely keep up with one.
Yeah.
Phil's looking for a link to that video. Well, that's the one. Yeah, it would be the one on the message I sent you, Phil, because I sent it to you.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll locate it during the course of this.
Okay. And in the meantime, welcome. This is nano dosing with the ACT matrix. Just in a second, we'll run through it. But this comes from something that we noted in learning first about what mycelium and mushrooms and stuff.
Fantastic
and
fungi.
Fantastic fungi. And along the way, we learned a little bit about the current medical uses for what used to be called magic mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, but literally, honest to goodnessly, being used in treatment for people with severe depression, anxiety, PTSD, and end of life
care. Right.
For sure, all of those legit Johns Hopkins kind of, research being done and really cool results. And one of the results coming out of those, or some that were reported, was that one, people came to accept what was going on inside of them. They didn't expect to get rid of it.
Nope.
They just learned to
just have it,
which in, of course, this world we would call accept it. They just accept having it. They'll describe it as changing the relationship they have with their inner thoughts and feelings and such. And the other thing that like 70-80% of these people report afterwards is that they feel a profound sense of connection to the people who are important to them, and to the whole world for that matter. And with really little effort, they begin doing things in the service of their relationships with these important people and others and stuff. And that would be known as committed actions. And so where's the breeding so we're going, wow. And one or two or maybe three, and that's it. Three to max of these treatment sessions that they have with this. And then months later, these people are reporting the results that we're trying to get with acceptance and commitment training.
Yeah.
That's the long and short of it, folks. And it's like, wow, that's cool. They also, by the way, I guess I left out the middle part of the matrix, that is they've developed this noticing.
Yeah.
They're noticing the present moment.
Backed up.
Right, they're backed up and noticing things. Well, my gosh, it's like, well, we're working awful hard. Now we have, that's research coming on, whatever. I mean, none of us really have access to those treatment protocols and stuff, and it won't be a long time. And believe it or not, folks, magic mushrooms are still illegal about everywhere in the United States.
Yeah, all right, Matt.
And so really sort of, they're risky to go playing around with those things, get yourself arrested or something. But so we said, well, a lot of us don't want to do that. But what we've been doing with the ACT matrix is nano dosing of the psychedelics. Nano meaning very, very small. So each time you invite somebody to notice, you're as if this is one of those as if things, as if you're giving them a little nano dose of noticing toward accepting what's going on inside of you and committed actions toward who's important.
On to whatever, right?
So we'll now we're going to show you more about how many nano doses you can actually deliver.
Yes.
And it's a lot. It's actually a lot. And so with that said, with that preamble, here we go. Let's do some nano dosing. And then Phil came up with what I'm sorry, we forgot the other part of the title. Learn how to
nano dose part, right?
Okay, because there are people. Timothy Leary was the most famous of them. I think.
Yeah, Ram Dass was in on it. Richard
Ram Dass was in on that as well, and these people would take a lot of magic mushrooms.
Yep.
Let's put it that way. And they called themselves psychonauts. they were out there, way
Traveling into the psyche.
way out there. And so, well, we're not going to do that.
No.
I don't care what. We do not recommend that. We're not going to do it.
Not our cup of tea.
However, we're all into the nano dosing.
We are all,
well, at least nano dosing our style with the Matrix.
With
And so this is the world of nanonauts. So if you can deliver, a bunch
of noticing,
thousands of these in your life, and
build
in other
up.
people's lives, it builds up. It really does build up.
It absolutely builds up.
We're not making that up. It really
No.
does build up, and it's totally legal.
Yep. Don't get in any trouble.
Like everywhere.
Yep.
It's legal.
Really available.
Freely available, right? So and absolutely no side effects that we've ever heard of, except more noticing.
Yes.
And stuff.
Which
so
is
with
a side
that said,
effect.
here we go. Let's become nanonauts here.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the
Okay,
way we
going
do
on
it is
going on a trip,
we do
folks.
diagram, and all of you are aware of cumulative benefits. Yes.
That's
So
right.
all of you are aware, probably. If you're not, if you're brand new to the Matrix, it's two lines. It's a vertical line and a horizontal line. At the top of the vertical line, we put senses. And at the bottom down there, we put mind. Just so you know, I know every once in a while out on the net, I just got an email about this yesterday. That's why I'll say this. They'll say, hey, somebody's done something different. Great.
Yeah.
I created it and I drew it that way first. So let's just go. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. That's the way I drew it. And literally, the vertical line was the first line drawn. It refers to how we go about transforming sensory information into mental information, which is the beginnings of relational frame theory. But that's neither here nor there. But right now, you can notice your five senses. So, like Phil's holding up a pen, I have one too. And I want to make Phil big. And you can experience that pen through your five senses.
All right.
Okay.
See it?
You see it, and you can hear
Feel
it.
it.
If you tap on things, you can maybe.
Oh, I love this part.
This one smells.
Yeah, this is mine. Nice little toxic marker smell.
Yeah, mine's way toxic. Yikes!
And
you can feel it in your fingers.
Yeah.
No,
we're not going to do that other thing with it.
Don't taste it.
Nah.
You don't know where that thing's been.
Unless you're intimate with your pen, then have a blast.
Then have a blast. And so, there you go.
That's it.
And now we're going to go down to our minds because we're going to put that away.
Here.
Totally out of the five senses. And we're going to imagine the pen inside of our minds. So now you can see it, and you can hear it, and you can smell it, and you can feel it. And now that it's in your mind, you can taste it all you want.
Yeah.
Germ-free right there. Have a blast. And so now what you do is you notice the difference between your sensory, feeling it, experience.
Pen in your hand.
Versus your mental experience of that.
Pen in your mind.
And just notice how those things are different. That's it. Just a little bit. Okay. Now the next line, the horizontal line, came next, and it represents behaviors, really, actions in context. And over to the right, it's approach. Well, technically, it's approach. We say satisfaction because that's the feeling you get when you have a successful approach. Like you get the carrot, oh boy, that's satisfying. So over to the right and over to the left is relief, which is avoidance. And that's the feeling that you get when you avoid and successfully avoid something. And so now you can notice, like when you're moving towards somebody who's important to you, like you're walking toward your loved one, and how that feels to think about walking toward your loved one. And now you can notice how it feels to recall running away from something that scared you, and you run, and it works, and you get away, and you go, whew, boy,
Relief.
that feels good. That's relief. Okay. And now you can notice the difference between how it feels to recall satisfaction versus how it feels to recall relief. And so you'll notice that I said notice a lot, but we're going to go ahead and put this in. It's called noticing the difference.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle is noticing the difference. And the original matrix had nothing in the four quadrants. It only had those two called discrimination tasks, meaning you're noticing the difference between your sensory inputs and your mental inputs, and you're noticing the difference between how it feels to get satisfied versus how it feels to get relief. And you're noticing those two differences. That was it. We have other crowdcasts we do about where that came from, but there you go. Did anybody manage to count the number of nano doses that were just delivered? You could have literally, we would have needed to have somebody sitting over to the side with a clicker.
Remember the clickers?
Who had been trained, highly trained in noticing nanodoses and gone click, click, click. Like when they go through used to do it when you went through the fair gates, right?
Yeah, they'd be sitting there, right? Somebody, or at the ball game. Back in the day when you go to the ball game.
Back in the day before that, they click, 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 click. So that's what we would need to count the number, even that just happened. There was many nanodoses that just happened. Because I said, notice your senses, notice your mind, notice the difference, notice this, notice that. So there was a lot of nanodosing going on there. So we can do more. We can say, hey, who's important to you? If you wanted to really up the nanodose, we could say, right now, you might notice who's important to you. Boom. Nanodose. Because you go, who's important to me? And then stepping back from yourself, thinking, who's important? And we'll put it in. We like to put in the answers. Important people are important. So I'll say my wife as usual, because she's always important to me. And anybody who wants to bebop in and put some others in there.
So I put kids down.
We got kids. So either our chat's broken or nobody else has anybody who's important to them.
Well, Ron mentioned somebody there. Oh, husband.
Tina put the husband and the puppy. Yay, puppy.
Yeah, I had a feeling that puppy was going to make the board.
And so you get the idea. You put important folks down there in the lower right. And of course, now you can go over here to the pizza chef.
Oh, okay, why not?
Yes,
pizza chef.
Now we'll go over, and you might recall yucky stuff that shows up inside of you, like the fear that I already mentioned. So fear doesn't feel good. We don't like that, and so that's one thing that shows up. What other kind of stuff shows up inside of you that doesn't feel good? I know one. I put pain in there. Physical pain.
Shame.
And tired. See, these are all, I don't feel so good. And blame. Blame. I guess you could do that. Yeah. Lots of aims here. Pain and shame and all these aims.
I'm going to go with frustration.
Frustration. As the research I cited, some of the things that they do to help people with severe anxiety. I'm going to put it depression. I put it in there. Anxiety, depression, PTSD.
Trauma.
Okay, let's say trauma.
I'm just shortening it up.
And I just put end of life.
End of life.
Right. So all of those are stuff that don't feel so good to talk about, think about. All that stuff shows up and you go, yeah. I don't want this stuff. So there you go. That's the yucky stuff. Now we're going to go to the upper part, and this is the world of your behaviors, where you can notice yourself behaving. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. I just did a nano dose.
The clickers are clicking, Kevin.
Click that clicker, right? And now, notice, recall the kind of stuff that you do to get relief from stuff like fear.
Yeah.
That's a popular one to get away from. If you don't get away from fear, you die. You would not be here on this Crowdcast.
You're no longer noticing.
So that's the numero uno. And of course, anybody got some favorites? I know my favorite.
I put mine down already.
Oh, I already mine too.
Oh,
Run.
go run.
I saw this just as a side note, a YouTube video, short one, ex-Navy SEAL Jiu-Jitsu master. He said, number one thing that you need to do if people are coming to attack you, run.
Yeah, I saw that one too. I got a chuckle out of that. Yeah, that's what I say too. When in doubt, he who runs away gets to fight another day.
Exactly. But wine's popular. What's some other things that people do to get some relief? How about from anxiety? Anybody here ever have a little drink?
Drink.
Anxiety, maybe. Okay. Hey, I just mentioned it too. I can escape into YouTube. Nice little relief move. Get away from what ails you.
Uh-huh.
I don't see any more coming in. So
No.
people got
Depression could be medicate, one of those things, right?
Oh, it's popular. Very popular.
What other things might you notice yourself doing to move away from your yucky stuff?
Nobody's piping in.
Okay.
Oh, we got
Napping. Oh, very good.
Napping, that's a popular one. I'll give you that for sure. Well, we got some texting coming in and blame and yell.
Blame. All right.
That's fun stuff.
Well practiced relief moves.
Yeah. Very, very. Okay, well, we can break off that. And then we go to the upper right quadrant, where we write behaviors that we might notice ourselves doing. A nano dose. What you say, you get to where you can notice yourself doing nanodoses. What's that called, Phil? If you notice yourself nanodosing.
Oh, I would just basically say I'm noticing I'm nanodosing.
Oh, it's not like nanodosing squared or something.
Well, we could probably make it into an equation, I guess, if we wanted.
Oh, no, my good old algebra days come back. Okay.
Micro nanodosing or something.
Nano
cognition.
Exactly.
There you go, Alex. Okay, a new term is coined.
Deliberate.
Yeah, that's another thing, right?
So in the upper right, anyway, something that the mega nano dosing, we're having fun.
Yeah.
To stay in contact with my wife, I often do the very exotic thing of talk to her.
There you go.
And by the way, folks, since we're looking for behaviors, these things we put in the upper right that we're noticing ourselves doing are simple things like talk. And there's other things that we do. We can notice
play with the kids.
You can notice yourself play with the kids.
How
about play with the puppy? Hey, we can play with the puppy.
Do that with them too.
And whether it be a puppy, a kid, or adult, or anybody, you could feed them. All that entails. Whether it take them out to dinner or cook them dinner or whatever, feed them. Anybody got any others? Stuff that you do to approach those who are important to you.
Play. Okay, play. Yeah, that's it.
Any other favorites? Oh, I know. People like hugs. How about a hug?
Oh,
Hugs are good.
very popular.
Oh, nobody else. Okay.
All right.
There it is listening. That's all right. And there we go. We already got noticing sort of kind of in the middle. And so now we ask ourselves, gee, might I have the opportunity to notice who's important to me and yucky stuff and relief moves and satisfaction moves? I think I'll have the opportunity to notice those in the next week or so. What do you think, folks? I said yes. And Tina says yes. And
I say click.
Click, click, click. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You might.
Oh, very
Me
nice.
and French. Oh, wow, we're getting fancy. All right. Now you get the idea, folks. Now, what could be a fun exercise is literally when you go through the matrix like that with somebody. And, and I did the complete routine, senses to mind, notice the difference, satisfaction, relief, notice the difference. I did the whole thing and came around. And I will admit, on purpose, I added a few extra nano doses. But it would be fun to notice how many little doses of noticing, which is what this is. We knew, as a matter of fact, give credit where credit's due. The first person that really mentioned this was Mark Webster, who is one of the authors on the second act Matrix book. So he's from England, and he had come over to visit me and my program that I had back in the day. And after sitting through it, he said the independent variable in all of this is noticing. The number of times you say the word noticing. And I thought he was correct back then, and now I know he is.
It stood the test of time all these years.
It absolutely is. And what Phil and I are having fun and calling nano dosing, which now we're stealing that from the psychedelic research on helping people with severe problems and stuff. And by the way, there is some research going on small doses for Alzheimer's.
And dementia.
Yeah, for dementia. Just general dementia.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking that might be there is, with mushrooms, with many other things, there are not clinical, but let's say sub-psychedelic, sub-psychedelic dosing. So you can take a small enough amount that it might grow some dendrites.
Yeah, you don't get the head trip.
But you don't get the trip, okay? Or you can take just enough that you see colors more vividly, but that's it. That's the end of it. I'm not recommending anything. They're doing research on that, folks. Why would that be cool? Well, somebody who's having trouble with seeing things, smelling, stuff
some
like
sensory
that.
impairment stuff, right?
That's what sensory impairment people. Maybe that would help, right? Has that? Oh yeah. Well, it has, but not like that. Now, Evelyn, when we go to that realm, we're literally talking about growing dendrites.
Yeah.
And I'm not so sure nano dosing of the matrix was going to do that for you.
That'll be a tall task.
But it is interesting research line over on the psychedelic realm. And it may not be just mushrooms, it's other things. But, because as with many other plants and stuff, if you study it enough, you can find out how it helps people. It just so happens with the psychedelics, they also can, they can put you to bed. You can't.
Oh yeah.
Flat on your back. Don't want to do that.
Nope.
Why? Because you lose your agency.
Yeah.
That would be why. So, meaning that literally you're going to have somebody, a handler with you.
You need somebody along for the ride.
Right, that's going to have to deal with life for you because you can't. If there's a therapeutic reason for doing that, okay.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to have to show it to me. But anyway, so we're back to the nano dosing of the ACT matrix. So we do know that these small doses can help you. So
yeah,
we know this beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yeah, many times experienced.
Yeah, we're
and as Evelyn said, the cumulative effect
tens of thousands of people that say that if you do this and with a simple diagram and that you keep coming back to noticing, and pretty soon the noticing gets into your language. And but actually that's a very, very important part of this, is because what gets you hitched up is your language, your internal language. And so, and the simplest example is absolutely right on track. If you say, I am anxious, and many of us have uttered those 3 words, I am anxious.
Perhaps even today.
Maybe even today. Well, yeah, really, if you were meeting an alien and they barely spoke any of your language, they might say, oh, hello, anxious. Nice to meet you. Because you just said, I am anxious.
Right. Stick out your hand, shake your hand.
It sounds like you just said your name. I am Kevin. I am anxious.
Yeah.
So you really, it's very sticky to say that way. It's very, very sticky within any language. And here we go to our experiencing, or just use the noticing word. I'm noticing anxiety. I'm noticing the feeling of anxiety.
Yeah.
That is more distanced, and practicing that different language about anxiety is extraordinarily important.
Yep.
There's I'm experiencing anxiety or I'm noticing anxiety is done from the cognitive place of what in ACT is called the observer self.
Perspective.
Or the distant self, where I am anxious.
Yep.
Is done flat down on the page.
You're in it.
Yeah, you're deep
right
in
here.
it.
It landed.
Right. And that's not to say any one of us, I might wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh my God, I'm anxious. I'm not saying I'm always in my observer self. I'm not trying to claim that. But whenever you can jump yourself up to that observer self by simply saying, I am noticing. And then, fill in the blank after that. So I am noticing, I am watching YouTube for relief. Oh, yeah. Okay. I am noticing, I am talking to my wife because she's important to me. Yeah. There you go. I'm noticing. See, you add that noticing in, and these are the microdoses that we're talking about. So you language, in large part, you language yourself into the microdoses. Nanodoses. You can call them what you want. Mini doses, microdoses, nanodoses.
That's a dose.
Dose.
Plain old dose. You're giving yourself a dose.
But it is very important. And so if you hang around us a lot, you'll keep hearing us say, noticing. We're always noticing stuff. And we're helping you practice that distance, getting that little bit of distance from yourself. And it helps, it's easier to accept the yucky stuff and get on doing the stuff you need to do for who's important to you. That's the long and the short of it. That's it. Nobody said the yucky stuff was going away.
Nope, still there.
It's not. But you might just notice and get a little more motivated to do the stuff for who's important and what's important to you.
It's over here.
And that's your chop wood, carry water side of life.
Yep.
getting stuff done for it. And all done through tiny little nano
doses
of noticing, and totally legal.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to some clandestine place.
You don't need someone to hold your hand to do it.
That was like Trump's not going away.
Yeah.
Like political. No, none of this goes away.
Yeah.
But this you can do for free on your own. No known side effects of it other than acceptance and commitment, if you want to put it that way.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool. But then, and you can help other people out. You know? Like a little kid says, I am angry, which a lot of us might say, well, good for you. You use your words. Use your words. But you could then later on say, later on, you might say, oh, so you're noticing that you're angry.
Yeah.
And the kid would go, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you took their you're using words, which is a good thing.
Yep.
You know,
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
You know, throwing something and hitting something, or saying "I am angry." Well, we'll go with the "I am angry." Anybody that raised kids knows this.
Oh my
God. we much prefer the "I am angry."
Yeah.
But the next step would be I'm noticing that I'm angry. Ta-da!
Boom. Backed up.
So then you would be helping them practice up their observer self. Yeah. A little bit at a time.
And put it in the middle too. Because that's where the noticing will take you ultimately, is to the observer self.
Yep. And that's ACT and other mindfulness disciplines call it the observer self.
There you go.
We did it.
Nanodosing.
And you can play with it.
You can nanodose all day long. You don't even need the diagram. We can just put this sucker down.
All you got to do is say, I'm noticing that
I'm noticing.
Blank. and you delivered a nanodose.
There you go.
To yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Just nanodose the crowd. Yeah, I know. You guys got some extras because my observer self is hanging in the background, noticing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Has me adding nanodoses.
Yeah.
Like anything else, if you do something enough, it's as if you're watching yourself do it. I think many people have had that experience of once you've done something several hundred times, for sure. And in this case, I've done this thousands of times. So I can literally notice it unfolding.
Yeah.
And so today I added nanodoses. And so it's sort of fun. And, the more you do it, the more you get that.
Oh, yeah.
The more you back up. And doesn't mean life is perfect. It doesn't mean you're going to enter a constant state of ecstatic wonder.
No. Yeah, there is that's our disclaimer. There is a disclaimer on this. Warning: constant states of ecstatic wonder will not occur with nanodosing.
No. It'll still be
no.
It'll still be your usual pain in the ass life, you know.
And you can notice it. I'm noticing I have my usual pain in the ass life is still here.
And you sort of laugh it off and get on about your business.
There you go.
And then Phil and I like to say, then go on about chopping.
Go about, do your stuff.
Which is doing your daily activities that you need to get done.
Whatever floats your boat.
And because regardless of whether you feel like crap or not, I mean, obviously, if you're horribly ill, you don't.
Yeah, it's different.
But your usual, I just don't feel that great kind of days. You still need to get stuff done.
I'm noticing I don't feel so hot today.
Right. But I'm okay for.
And that's fine. I think I'll get a cup of tea.
That is exactly. Here I go. What?
Right.
What? Oh, then what do they put one foot in front of the other? The song
Yep.
says. Yeah, all kinds of sayings about it, but it fits. But it works.
Yeah.
It
Helps
lightens
you
it up.
to keep moving.
What it does for you, folks, it lightens it up. Makes the
Helps
load,
you to carry it along.
makes the load lighter.
Yep.
Which a lot of people have described this process like that. You start off like with a 40-pound backpack, and you end up with a 4-pound backpack. I mean, the stuff's still there. It's just a whole lot lighter.
Yep.
And hell, even if you only got to a 20-pound backpack, it's a whole lot better than a 40.
I'd take that. I'd take a 20. I'll take a 20 over a 40.
Exactly. So, whatever. So that's the idea.
Yeah.
But it's all done through nanodosing, which has been around since forever in matrix terms. And when Mark Webster noted that the independent variable was the number of times we said noticing, those were nanodoses. Noticing is a nanodose. We just stole it from the psychedelic research.
Yeah.
That's all. But we ain't doing psychedelics.
Yeah, we figured we could do this without the other residual stuff you have to do to take a trip.
Exactly. This is easy.
This is the cheap and dirty way.
It's a whole lot easier. So, what you do on your own.
You don't have to debrief afterwards. None of that stuff.
None of that stuff. Really, more than likely, you already own everything you need to draw a matrix.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't even have any investment in paper or pens or anything. It's probably laying around your house. I've done this on Post-it notes, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just used objects, here's this is toward this is the way.
Oh yeah, we've done it on carpet.
Oh yeah.
Carpet squares.
Walked around classrooms doing it, right?
Yeah.
Here's the satisfaction side, here's the relief side, right?
Yep. All kinds of stuff. So fun stuff. So we did it. We did a good job.
And
if anybody's
now you've been nanodosed.
I actually hooked this up to a live stream on YouTube. So if anybody's been over on YouTube, we're not monitoring it, but that way the recording automatically gets up on YouTube as well. That's why. Another cool thing about
another Crowdcast feature.
We're always selling Crowdcast. We don't get reimbursed because we're what's known as lousy capitalists.
Yeah. Oh my.
And so if you want to take pity on us, lousy capitalists, and just give us $5 a month on Patreon, we would really appreciate it.
The pizza reminds me of noticing. Yeah, both round shaped, very good.
Nice, you can definitely notice a tasty pizza.
Oh man, I'm having that mental experience right now.
That's all of us have had pizza, and we probably don't have it right there with us.
Yeah,
but we could all relish.
Oh yeah, the smell, the taste,
smell and taste and everything. Doesn't have a damn bit of nutritional value, but
absolutely none.
The experience is great. So there you go. We did it again.
Yep.
And if you, come back.
Yeah.
I'd recommend us to your friends.
Please.
If you would. Because all we're trying to do is deliver a bazillion nanodoses around the world. That's what we're trying to do.
A nanodose at a time.
We're trying to deputize a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, you're all nanonauts now, whether you realize it.
We're all nanonauts, right? And we'll be back. Ron will be back.
Yes, Ron's going to be with us.
On Wednesday, we're going to do the Matrix.
We're going to Skylab.
We're going to Skylab. So, yay. Look forward to that. And anybody wants to get certified, sign up. Well, you can sign that up on Patreon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, easy enough. Or
easy.
Come to the Yak Matrix Academy website. There's different ways to do it, but Patreon's the easiest.
Yeah, Patreon's the easiest. We have it set up through there. Okay, thank you all. we will sign off. Bye-bye now.
Yeah.